Welcome back. Well, it's not often you get a future Division I player on your high school team. Dickinson has the luxury of two. It's an understatement to say opponents are bringing their best against these guys every night, and so far, these guys have lived up to the challenge. This week, instead of going one-on-one, we're going to shift into the zone defense to get to know these two high school superstars. Alphabetically, they're pretty close. But in so many other ways, these two leaders on the Dickinson basketball team couldn't be further apart. Aanen Moody chose UND. Jordan Meidinger chose NDSU. Aanen, a little over 6 feet. Jordan towers over his team at 7 feet. Aanen lights it up from the outside, while Jordan commands the paint. Aanen always knew he wanted to play hoops. Jordan, on the other hand, didn't find that spark until recently.
Ever since I was in kindergarten, first grade, I always knew that, I wanted to do something special with the ability that God gave me. And so, I didn't want to sit in a desk and do what my dad did. So I worked hard even as, a young kid just to, get to where I am today.
I didn't really like basketball when I first started. I just kind of started getting better at it, and I started just liking it more, and then just decided why not just go to college for it.
With so many different traits, we asked them what they'd want most from each other's game.
Honestly, I have a pretty good shot, but I think I would take his handles more just so I could maybe bring up the ball and stuff like that.
I think everybody can tell you that. Height. And so, there's a lot of things he can do with that height. He can rebound, he can shot block. He takes pressure from all of us wings that are guarding on the perimeter just because everything that's, coming inside is going to get blocked. And so we don't really have to work as hard. We can, deny the shot more and let them drive because Jordan's going to take care of business. And so just that luxury to have him on my team is just, better than anything I could have asked for.
While their games are very different, they're also very complementary. One thing these guys do have in common is their ability to light up a gym. No one in the state can get on a scoring spree like Aanen.
It honestly, it just feels like, playing basketball at the community center. Just feels like everything's going in. And so, when, I do get in a certain rhythm like that and I do, get hot, I just like to take advantage of it and just, play smart and take my shots.
And Jordan can ignite the crowd with his ability to flush it.
When I was first started dunking, I didn't really think it was a big deal, but everyone else just gets really crazy about it, so I do it more often just to get the crowd pumped and get into the games.
Dickinson has risen to the heights of Class A basketball with the great leadership from this duo. But to take it to a state championship level is the goal.
I'd say we're an elite team already, but just to put ourselves above that top tier, I think, really we need to play a full 36 minutes, and so we haven't really put in a whole defensive game yet. And I think once we can really figure it out and make some adjustments at halftime and really put in 2 good halves, I think we're going to be a really dangerous team.
I think we've been doing an awesome job, maybe on offense, maybe getting more boards and putting those back in and stuff like that. But other than that, I think we're doing a great job and just need to keep on heading up.
Let's take a look now at some of the numbers. These stats through 10 games. Obviously, Moody could really fill it up, and Meidinger helps the Dickinson in a whole other variety of ways.
Yes, he definitely does. And some people look at Jordan Meidinger's number and say, how does a 7-foot guy only average 11 points per game? Well, look at this. Moody's averaging 34.8. You let that guy shoot when he can, and Meidinger cleans up the garbage and does what he does. Meidinger, by the way, only takes 7 shots per game. So of those 7 shots, he's being pretty efficient, I'd say.
Yeah, just under 60%, you see.
Exactly. Scraping the glass, taking care of business.
All right, so, his length, obviously unique for high school basketball and creates some nightmare matchup problems for other teams, too.
This is probably obvious to say, but it's so valuable for Jordan because he doesn't have to jump off of the court to defend in the blocks. And when you're not jumping, you're not making fouls. You're not, you're controlling the paint in every way possible. And you have so much more mobility when you don't have to be up in the air. And that's what Jordan does. On the other hand, Moody, he's a guy that just scores in bunches like nobody I've ever seen. Last year, put back-to-back 50-point games together. This year became the all-time leading scorer in Dickinson school history. Put up 40-plus points on a nightly basis. So what a great duo to have in the middle of this lineup.
We've mentioned both go to Division I.
Yeah.
But the way they've gotten to that point, very different as well.
Exactly. Aanen Moody has always wanted to play at the Division I level, like you said in the story. Had interest from NDSU. His older brother played football at NDSU, but didn't get the offer from NDSU. Had a great relationship, by the way, with UND, and that just formed and sprouted, and he found himself loving the UND basketball program. While on the other hand, Jordan, he had interest. He's always been the tallest kid in his class, and so he really gets a lot of interest. Had an offer from Nebraska, but decided, you know what, I want to stay closer to home, play for my home state, and has been going to basketball camps with Dave Richmond for the last few years, and every year he shows up, he puts a new package of moves together and gets more and more intriguing as a Summit League prospect.
Now, well, needless to say, both of their future head coaches, that being Brian Jones at North Dakota, David Richmond at North Dakota State, awfully excited to get one of the in-state prized recruits to come to their programs.
I think his competitive spirit, his fire, I think he backs down from no one. He's always had an edge about him, so I think that's something we try to strive for here at North Dakota, because we know who we are, what we're about. We always need those guys who are out there with a little extra edge about them, because they want to compete at a high level and just really perform. Not only for obviously their teammates, but for the state of North Dakota. And with him being a local and a state product, I think that's exactly what we're going to see. But love his fire, love his shooting ability, his ability to score, but just obviously the big piece of just who he is as a person. I think he's going to bring tremendous asset to our locker room.
One of the things they said is when you look for big guys, look for guys that can run, catch, and chew gum at the same time, and everything else you can work with. And Jordan can do all those. He runs very well. He's got very good hands. I'm pretty sure he's probably good at chewing gum as well. So I think obviously we know, Jordan's best basketball is down the road, but we're excited. You can see him physically getting stronger every year. And we're just really excited. We never had that kind of presence around the rim, defensively, but he's showing the abilities to go over left shoulder, right shoulder in the post, and I think Jordan's going to have an exciting career here, that's for sure.
All right, our thanks to Brian Jones and David Richmond for weighing in on those two prized recruits. All right, stay tuned. The Hanson Classic always seems to live up to the hype. The girls certainly delivered last weekend. Can the boys follow suit? We'll give you our take after this.